Oh, these Dragon Assassin books, y'all. I found out that I think the last one is 12, so there's going to be 12 of these all together, and I'm on like 6 or 7. I'm on the 6th one. Royal Blood is the 6th one. Um, so from where we left off last time, Brax was kidnapped, and Carmen is working with his brother to go save him. His brother's name is Kon, like the doll from Bleach. So they have to go through the nesting area for dragons, and that's fun. And Carmen learns more about dragons as she goes. Colin doesn't like her, but like she's growing on him. Um, yeah. So they're being followed as well, though, and Colin is kind of injured, so he's much worse for wear than he was in the last book. Another dragon comes to kill them, but the royal family is kind of falling apart. But Din, the human from earlier, who is technically a dragon slave, which is very uncomfortable for Carmen, he comes and he helps them, which is nice. They're going to the All Thing, which is a place for fighting. That's cool. Things get worse, and things are also getting worse in the human place. Her friend sent her a note. So somehow I imagine that even though both parts of their deal have been fulfilled, pretty sure we're gonna go back to the human place and Brax is gonna help. I really hope Carmen doesn't end up like being the ruler or something like that. I kind of want her brother to come back because they did end up defeating him. They didn't kill him because he's still her brother, so she couldn't just end his life like that, which I thought was cool. I kind of want him to come back, and I don't know if I want him to be bitter or if I want him to help her. I feel like either one written well will be fine as long as it makes sense how he got his memories back because they wiped his memory instead of killing him. Yeah. So, the mage dragon, the old one, he challenges to not be advised is challenged to not be the advisor of the king anymore, and then he ends up losing to the new guy who wants to be king. I don't know what any of these dragons' names are. There are too many dragons. Um Brax wakes up and he wants to fight everybody. And as it would turn out, the one who's been helping um, Carmen this whole time actually has been putting a spell on Brax, so that's not fun. But they kill him, so that's cool. They can't bring back Brax's sister, which is the whole reason they came here. I remind everybody, but Brax doesn't want to stay. So Carmen carries the sister soul stone with her. I really like the fact that the two of them are like brother and sister because I swear to God, I think it was like 2 or 3 books ago. If at the end of that book she said that she loved him and it was anything more than familial, I was going to punch a hole through my Kindle. I swear to God. Um, yeah. So Megan and Thord, her human friends, they show up because there's a dragon there who wants them all to be friends again because at one point humans and dragons like got along well and there wasn't like a war or whatever. I think there was a war. I don't remember. Um yeah, I really like these books. And part of it also is because I think I get the feeling that Carmen isn't super exceptional. Like, sure, she went to an assassin school and she survived the attack and she found a dragon, but like, that kind of could have happened to anybody. So I like that. It's very normal feeling. Um, Oh, I wrote it down as well. I really hope that she won't be like Queen or anything like that, because I feel like it would ruin her character. Also, she doesn't seem to express any desire to be Queen, and I can't stand in shows and books, well, not books necessarily, but I can't stand in shows when characters who show no desire to rule at any point in the show decide that they are now going to be the ruler of the entire kingdom. Because who even gives a fuck about Bran? His name is the most boring cereal you could ever fucking imagine. And they made him king. I'm still salty about Game of Thrones. I truly am. Uh, I don't even know why I wrote this one down because I clearly did not read very much of Breaking His Code, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Um, Awakening. is the next book in the Sweep series. There are 15 books in this series, and I'm on like book 4. No, I'm not. I'm on like book 6 now. The next book that I will read is book 6. Uh, Remember, in the last book, Cal tried to set what's her name? Morgan. Cal tried to set Morgan on fire, and Bree and another friend save her. She's understandably heartbroken, but also he tried to set her on fire, and I feel like that puts a dampener on the relationship. But that maybe that's just me.
Deal breaker, I'd say.
Huh?
That's a bit of a deal breaker, I'd say.
Bit of a deal breaker. So Morgan and Bree are being friends again, and that's cool. And Cal and his mom have left because, they tried to set her on fire. Um, she tells Hunter what happened, and he's like sympathetic or whatever, because remember they did their weird mind meld thing, so now they're like connected and they know each other's intentions or whatever. This is how Hunter and Morgan fall in love, because remember, like in the first book that I did of these, where I said that I knew Morgan and Hunter fell in love, I just didn't remember what made Cal leave. Yeah. Um, Celine, I think her name is Celine. That's Cal's mom. She wants Maeve's tools. That's Morgan. Because the tools were originally tools for dark magic, and it could make the dark wave that's coming even stronger. That dark wave thing doesn't feature a lot in this book series, just in general, because I'm pretty sure I made it to like book 9 or something like that. I got to the point where she had met her father, and like Hunter was like, stay away from your dad because he's dangerous. He could be part of the dark wave or whatever. But I don't actually remember how they ended up defeating the dark wave, which like if that just disappears, I don't think I'll be super mad at it, because this clearly was not written like fan fiction unlike some people. So like a dropped plot line, one dropped plot line only, it's not gonna get on my nerves. Um yeah. In this book, there's a lot of, hey, remember this? Exposition. And she tells her parents that they broke up, so they let her stay home. She doesn't mention the fire, but she tells her parents that they broke up. And she decides to get rid of Cal's gifts, understandably, because he could be tracking them with magic. And Hunter wants to lead their coven. And yeah, so Cal and Celine are show up back in town. They don't contact Morgan and they don't try to kidnap her or anything like that, but they do show up and the coven gives him a chance. They like him, though Morgan isn't sure. And yeah, they clearly are falling in love with each other though, which I'll talk about that later. Practical Magic also was going to close the store that she liked to go to. Practical Magic was going to close, but then suddenly it decides not to close, and now the storekeep has a wound on his hand, so that's fun. Um, Bree also comes to the realization that Cal deliberately turned them against each other, because Bree had Cal not tried to seduce Bree first and make her angry at Morgan when Morgan quote unquote stole him. Um, then Bree would have seen through his bullshit immediately. So, because Bree's just that kind of friend. Hunter thinks that the storekeep at Practical Magic used dark magic to make sure that they can't lose their store, and they prove it. So that's not fun. Hunter has lessons for Morgan to do, like for her magic, but Morgan's got other things to do, and he seems to not respects the fact that she also has a normal life outside of all of this. It kind of reminds me of in the show Charmed, the original one, when Chris first showed up, he was very unsympathetic to the fact that the sisters also had lives outside of magic. Like he got actually annoyed that Paige and Phoebe weren't there when he and Piper went to vanquish a demon. And that's kind of like in Chris's defense, the future was terrible and he was trying to prevent it. But that got kind of annoying. Chris was kind of annoying when he first showed up. It's kind of ironic that his only like good episodes, in my opinion at least, are the ones after Piper knew that that was her son. So, yeah. Cuz he's there for like a whole season. So, that's not good. Um yeah. The guy who would have closed Practical Magic, the landlord for the store, he has been indisposed. And yeah, When they do, so they strip his magic, which is not a fun process, but they gotta do it because dark magic is illegal. And yeah, so they do another circle, the coven, and Morgan accidentally invades Hunter's privacy, which like Hunter has all these lessons for her, but no one's ever like taught her, hey, this is how like you don't do this shit to somebody else when you don't mean to. They just told her not to do it, and it's like, great, thanks. um, yeah, yeah. So Hunter also gives her Morganite, which I think is stupid. I don't know if they kiss yet. I think they kiss in this book. I don't remember if they're dating or not by the end of this book. I suppose I'll find out when I read the next one. Um, I don't remember any of this shit, by the way. When I was originally reading this book series, I remember absolutely none of this. Like, in my head, it went basically my memory goes from Cal being there, and then Hunter's there, and then Hunter and Morgan, I'm pretty sure, have sex in the back of Hunter's car. That may or may not happen. I don't remember. Um, yeah. Hunter is a little holier than thou, and that's kind of annoying because, like, I get it. You've been practicing magic for forever. Morgan just found out that she was adopted like 6 months ago, so cut her some slack. Um, yeah. Uh, Morgan and her friends also feel very accurate. Like, writing teenagers is not hard if you actually spend some time around teenagers. It's not difficult. They say stupid shit all the time, but not teenagers aren't as corny as I think most adults think they are. Um, yeah. I like this book. I like sweet. I like magic.